Hi guys, it's your boy Steph here, and yes, you see that One Piece Red Infection AU. Yep. So let's get right into it. It is a pretty long one, but I'm just gonna do the red tide for infection part. The virus spread through the contacts with the infected, whether through a bite or direct contact with infected blood. Over time, the infected lose control of their sanity, becoming weapons. I can't even say that. Ravenous for blood. Noise, there's no pictures. And their physical appearance changes. The skin turns a sticky red hue, finds pulsing visibly beneath their skin, and their eyes glow fiery crimson. The virus is highly contagious, and the infected are capable of spreading it rapidly, even through the simplest touch. The red tide has effect on the devil fruit users. When someone with a devil fruit ability contacts with the virus, their power becomes uncontrollable, amplifying to dangerous levels. Luffy's rubber body becomes more elastic, but some often. So where were I? Bosamorph's more violent and unpredictable form. Swords gain an eerie red glow, capable of slicing through steel and with ease, but uncontrollably slashing at anything nearby. Key events in the AU. The crew arrives at a seemingly deserted island, unaware that it has recently fallen victim to the red tide after the few encounters with the local wildlife. The strange occurrences, they realize something is wrong. The island is filled with abandoned buildings, and the few survivors they find are dangerously ill. The crew begins to face the infected creatures, humans who just turned into mindless, violent monsters. The atmosphere becomes tense as the Straw Hats fight to survive. Nami uses her weather powers to create barriers, while Sanji fights with a newfound I can't even say that, sorry. Usopp's marksmanship becomes even more precise, taking the affected from a long distance. Luffy, being one of the first to show signs of infection, has fight against the eternal virus as it twists his mind. His rubber body begins to malfunction, glowing uncontrollably at times. His crew numbers fear that they might lose him to the red tide, but his willpower to remain himself is tested as the virus tries to take over. The Straw Hats discover a lead that could help them to find a cure for the virus. The trail makes him to include scientists who once studied a rare herb rumored as the healing properties. However, the scientists have fallen into the red tide himself. Now he serves the leader of the group of the infected survivors. In the climactic battle, the Straw Hats face the science-turned leader and his army of infected. Luffy, in his infected state, becomes a wild force of destruction, but his bond with his crew helps him to resist the virus pool. With teamwork, they manage to subdue the scientists and obtain the cure of the red tide. However, as they prepare to leave the island, they realize that the virus has spread beyond the island place. Let me pause it for a minute. Okay guys, I'm back. While an opportunistic Luffy's battle against with the infection, his leadership of the virus emphasizes natural powers, but is also pushing him to become more aggressive and uncontrollable. He constantly struggles to keep his humanity intact. Zoro's swords become cursed, stained with red energy that makes him more dangerous, but harder to control. His usual calm temper is overshadowed by aggressive nature infection. Nami is cunning resources, I can't even say that, sorry, make her an even more vital part of the crew. She uses her information to her advantage, setting traps and using her cellmate tactics in new inventive ways to protect the crew from the effects. Sanji's fighting style takes over the darker edge. His kicks gain an intentional factor. I can't even say it. You gotta say it yourself. And his senses of justice becomes more increased again as he fights to protect his crew from the affected. Chopper! As for crew's doctor, the Chopper becomes obsessed with finding the cure for the reptile, often putting himself at risk studying the virus in its stages. Knowing his knowledge of medicine allows him to create temporary remedies to starve off the Brook. With his ability to come back from the death, Brook proves invaluable in dealing with the infected. He can't be infected in a transcendental sense, but the virus still affects his mood and behavior, making him more as he uses the definition around him. Frankie builds a new weapon to help combat the infection, making upgrades to his body that allow him to better defend the crew. The metactional enchantments makes him the perfect line of defense against the more dangerous infected. Robin's knowledge about the history leads uncover forgotten information about the origins of the virus, but she also uses her powers in creative ways, nurturing affected beings from distance with her extra limbs. Use up skills as a sniper become more crucial in this world as he takes down the affected from afar. His quick wit and creativity are often the key to outsmarting the affected hordes. Oh my gosh. For final thoughts. This AU. Wait. Okay, so that is the AU for this dumb AU. Holy moly, that just took forever. By the way, yeah, this is like the Sonic AU. Yeah, I'm not like I'm reading that now. But make sure you like, subscribe, and notifications on. And make sure my voice stays dry.